A mail carrier was among the people killed Wednesday, according to Winnebago County Sheriff Gary Caruana. One resident who lives in the Southeast Rockford neighborhood tells me he'll be missed greatly. Remember, the polls do close tonight at 7. You can come to your favorite polling place in person, or if you choose, you can drop them off in the ballot box. Only 195 homes were for sale in the Rockford housing market in March. It's the area's lowest inventory ever. While supply is a major market factor, it's not holding people from landing their dream home. It has been quite some time since we have seen this many events going on in downtown Rockford at the same time. A rep from ASM Global tells me that they had a private basketball court set up for Nate Bargatze and his team. They were shooting hoops outside here a few hours ago before they returned inside the BMO to prepare for their show. So they're going to have a lot of energy. They're hoping the fans can do the same. Friday's festivities are headlined by performances from comedians Nate Bargatze and Brad Williams. The shows are complemented by the Screw City Block Party and City Market. Organizers say it wasn't always the plan for everything to fall on the same day, but it ended up working out.
Our mailman came by, and just about 10 minutes after seeing him on the camera, we just heard a very loud bang.
A woman who wants to remain anonymous says her mail carrier is one of the people killed in an attack Wednesday in Rockford.
He was literally just a good face to see, you know. He was always so kind and so bubbly. Gave my dog treats. No other mailman's ever done that.
The heartbroken resident says he delivered mail for years in her neighborhood and you couldn't find someone nicer.
I'm nervous for not just Rockford, the world. Make sure you're telling people you love them, because you just never really know.
He would always come up to the house, laugh, joke with you, give you your mail. I hope justice is given.
Police were alerted about the attack around 1:15 in the afternoon Wednesday in the area of Holmes Street, Winnetka Drive, and Cleveland Avenue in Rockford. Police say 4 people died and 5 others are being treated for serious injuries at area hospitals. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office says 2 more people were hurt in its jurisdiction.
My friend lives right down the road, and I'm just grateful her kids were not here, because they like to spend time outside and you never know.
Police say the suspect is a 22-year-old man. City leaders are also shaken by this news, including the alderperson for that area, Mark Bonney.
And I was thinking what everybody else was thinking, how shocking this is and how traumatic it's going to be obviously for the families of the victims, but for really the entire neighborhood. Blocks of city streets are now crime scenes.
Bonney knocked on some doors Wednesday night to answer any other questions or concerns residents had.
From what we all know, it seems so senseless that if a mental health issue is not part of it, I think that will be shocking.
The barn was completely leveled flat.
The Harvard Fire Department believes heavy rain and winds passing through the area Tuesday afternoon could be to blame for the collapse of this barn with more than 3 dozen animals trapped inside. Firefighters safely removed a total of 24 sheep, 18 goats, 1 cow, and multiple chickens and ducks. 4 animals are dead and 2 are unaccounted for. No people were injured.
Everybody did a good job. Nobody got hurt. The animals that could be saved were saved, and the homeowners are happy.
All of a sudden, it started hailing really hard, and then within like a minute, it was gone. And then we heard the sirens.
Harvard resident Mary Steffeli was working at Hale 911 making roofing appointments for contractors when the storms rolled through the area.
I was just so sad for all the animals, because I don't know if they all got out.
The homeowners who did not want to be on camera say the community has been nothing but supportive.
They are very family orientated. You know, they help people when in need. That's why I hope they get a lot of help, because they're going to need it.
Tuesday's downpour also flooded streets, leaving cars with nowhere to go. Loves Park resident John Aiken says the school bus couldn't even drop off his daughter at their home.
The bus had trouble getting in here, and he actually had to go
Halfway down,
a little bit past that car to get my daughter.
John says this happens once every year or 2. He says the water drains within 20 minutes, but wishes the street had better drainage systems.
We need help with it. I mean, we don't know what to do.
2 years ago when it flooded, there were like kids out here with their poo noodles.
We worked together to create a proclamation that supports our local residents as they navigate the tremendous challenges regarding the conflict in the Middle East.
Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara, Muslim Association of Greater Rockford President Shahid Nazir, and Bina Wing with Temple Beth El signed a proclamation as a symbol of the city's solidarity and commitment to supporting Rockford residents with ties to Israel and Palestine.
There should be a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and people should come together.
We're grateful to put these words together, and I'm honored to sign my name to it.
Mayor McNamara, this proclamation is shameful.
This proclamation is met with protests from several attendees, 2 of which had to be escorted out of council chambers by police.
We need to pivot our society away from one of awareness, but one to acceptance and action.
We demand that you support action against colonial occupation, violence, and oppression to liberate Palestine.
McNamara says he's had conversations with Rockfordians to learn more and to lean into people who represent large communities within the city before crafting the proclamation.
It came forward that there are people in Rockford that are hurting. We as a community stand with them in this really most difficult and trying of times. And what we can do here locally is to be as supportive and caring and loving for our own residents.
I think a lot of shoppers want to be able to have a grocery option close to their home that has quality products and a good selection, but isn't a big mega store.
Rockford City Council member Mark Bonney says he often hears about lack of grocery options from residents.
My ward is the Far East Side, but there are parts of my ward that are, far southeast that are pretty far from most of those grocery stores.
Bonney oversees Rockford's 14th ward, which is home to a Save-A-Lot store that will close for good on May 20th, leaving residents without a go-to place for groceries.
In some neighborhoods, there may be some options, but the quality of those options isn't what they really want.
Bonney says people he's talked with prefer to shop at mid-sized grocery stores. Bonney says he's optimistic about who could be moving into the space.
We're seeing obesity because there's not enough place to get, again, good fruit, good milk, good eggs. We're also seeing kids who are malnourished, who are not getting the nourishment they need for their brains to develop.
State Representative Dave Vela supports a new law that offers up to $240,000 to kickstart grocery stores in food deserts.
The goal in my mind of this is bring in the small grocery stores so they can prove that there's a market there, and the bigger grocery stores will come in, right? The Myers will come in, and the Woodmans will move over there.
It's just an honor to be able to represent my community and including my high school in this way.
Guilford High School leaders show their appreciation for graduates who served in the armed forces with the first Military Wall of Honor induction. More than 50 military service members and veterans were inducted Thursday, including Annie Picken.
As a Guilford Viking, to serve as a warrior mascot, right? It sort of was ingrained in our blood as we went through these hallways.
Picken always wanted to serve, but her parents wanted her to go to college first. After earning her degree, she enlisted in the U.S. Air Force in 2008.
I love seeing that this will grow and honor all of those who have that same desire to serve.
U.S. Air Force class of 2019.
It's just pretty amazing seeing how many people have served and what they did for our country, and that they also went to the same school I did.
Pena plans to use what she's learned in the Air Force to inspire future Guilford grads to make the same commitment.
The military isn't a scary thing. There's a lot of benefits that come out of it. There's a lot of free schooling. You get to travel a lot for free, and you just get a lot of life experience.
This was your first time using this airport?
The very first time I used this airport and the airline that I flew with, but it was a good experience.
Karina McCorkle was born in Rockford and currently lives in Florida.
As of late, unfortunately, I've been up here because we've had family members that have been lost to us.
McCorkle says she is impressed with her first experience at the Chicago Rockford International Airport and plans to return as a passenger.
Very easy, very user-friendly. Drive up, drop me off. I mean, it was very, very easy. No whistles blowing at you and telling you to hurry and move. It was nice to be able to have a nice long hug to say goodbye to.
RFD welcomed more than 238,000 passengers in 2023, which is a 1% year-to-year decrease from 2022, but the airport is optimistic flights to Nashville starting in May and Los Angeles in June should boost these numbers.
2024 is looking great for us, and obviously we're working to add more destinations with our partner Allegiant, but also speaking to other airlines as well.
Executive Director Zach Oakley says RFD may not be as large as airports like O'Hare, but it does offer uncongested airspace, so there's not as much traffic in the air around RFD.
Traveling causes a lot of anxiety with people, a lot of worry. Being able to come into Rockford with a much more laid-back feel and approach, it's just, we were able to connect with the passengers a lot more personally.